Hey everyone, Kyle Mike here from MLive.com. Joined by Justin Rogers. Lions still searching for their first win of the season. Justin, and now it's not going to be easy this week. Seattle's only lost twice in the past 3+ years at home. I think they're dominant in most areas of the game as compared to the Lions. Do the Lions have a chance to win this game?
They say any given Sunday, Kyle, but this is Monday, and I just don't see any way the Lions win this game.
Did you just plagiarize yourself?
Yeah, no, I did. I do the matchup every week. I kind of break down the different areas of the game. I'm sure about 15-16% of you guys click and read that, but I couldn't find an area where I could give the Lions an advantage this week. I couldn't even find an area where I could call it a draw. Mm-hmm. The Seattle Seahawks are better than the Lions in every way, and that's the toughest place in the NFL to play on the road, in my opinion. So I just don't see any way that Detroit 0-3 gets this one done.
Yeah, the matchup is a bad one. Just aside from the fact the Seahawks are pretty good and the Lions are pretty bad, at least at this point. Aside from that, even the matchup I think is bad for them because the Seahawks have a very good defense, just like they did last year, third ranked in the league. And the Lions are struggling to score points, and they're last in the league in rushing, and they might not have Joyke Bell, and the offensive line is still a mess, and it's possible Larry Warford doesn't start. There's so much fluidity on the offensive line. I just don't know how they're going to score in this game. I've got 23-13. I just don't know how, even if they play all right, I think the defense is playing better, but I just don't see how the offense is going to be able to get it done this week.
I also have a 10-point margin victory. So does Vegas. I have a little bit higher, but your score is probably more accurate, to be honest. I think it's going to be a lower scoring game. Yeah. I think possibly the best news for the Lions in this one is Marshawn Lynch might not play. If I'm Seattle, it's a hamstring injury. I think I keep him out of the lineup an extra week. Lions' run defense hasn't been all that bad. Adrian Peterson got them, which Adrian Peterson. But Lynch is that type of back. He's that power-speed combination, that elite power-speed combination. I think the Lions could hold their own against Fred Jackson and Thomas Rawls and make Seattle beat them through the air. But then you got Russell Wilson with his dual-threat capabilities. And Lions have always kind of struggled with those dual-threat quarterbacks that can get outside the pocket. Wilson's very efficient, 70% completion percentage. Jimmy Graham is a dangerous weapon over the middle of the field. We don't know if DeAndre Levy is going to be back. I'm kind of getting more of a feeling that they're not going to play him this week based on kind of some practice trends I saw. So Graham could go off for a big game. It's just a bad matchup for the Lions.
Yeah, I agree, and I think the chances would improve if Levy were out there. But sure. I'm with you. I don't expect it. He could. He was out there all week, but he was limited and looked limited on Saturday as well. I think they'll go one more. Yeah, he went 5 weeks without doing anything. I just think they'll give him a little bit more time before throwing him out there. And besides, Josh Bynes is not the problem on the Lions defense anyway. No. Josh Bynes has done a serviceable job in Levy's place. He's not Levy in terms of the playmaking ability, the interceptions, and all those things. But he's been steady at that spot. I mean, I think we're both more concerned about Tulloch, more concerned about the lack of an impact from the defensive tackles. That's a bigger issue. I think getting more out of Walker and Nada and guys like that, even Reed if he's out there, would help the Lions tremendously. No matter which back plays for the Seahawks, whether it's Lynch or Rawls or whoever. I watched some of the film from last week's game with Thomas Rawls, and he actually played pretty well. It's a name people around here know from his days at Michigan and Central Michigan. He was kind of a disappointment at Michigan, but he was always a physical runner, even at Michigan, and you saw that last week. Lots of yardage after the carry, after contact, and so that could be a challenge for the Lions. Because again, as you said, they have struggled with those power backs, and I don't think you can expect too much from the Lions offense. You have to hold down Seattle's offense. And I don't think they'll do it enough to win this game.
That's the biggest problem right there. Is Seattle's defense has been number 1 in the NFL the last 2 years. They're number 3 right now. They just got Cam Chancellor back. I still think they're the cream of the crop in terms of NFL defenses. And let's face it, the Lions are sputtering right now, despite all the weapons.
Yeah, Seattle's number 2 against the pass, even doing that without Chancellor for 2 of those games. So it's going to be a real challenge, I think, to get that passing game started. If the Lions are going to win this game, they have to establish the rushing game. That's been their biggest weakness. That's been Seattle's biggest defensive biggest defensive weakness. The Lions can exploit that if they can get something going back there, and if they do, maybe they have a chance in this game.
I can't wait till we're filming after the game and we're explaining how Zach Zenner ran for 222 yards in a Lions win. And
you can see more Zenner.
We just got to shrug our shoulders at that point, but it's just a bad. I don't know how many times I gotta say it. It's a bad matchup.
On that lovely note, we'll get out of here. Both expecting the Lions to drop to 0-4. Fun fact: only one team has ever made the playoffs after starting 0-4.
Stan Humphries.
I think those are the odds the Lions are staring down at this point. For Justin Rogers, I'm Kyle Meinke. We're M Live. Keep it right here.